Hello, welcome back, guys. In today's episode, we're gonna focus on finishing our city. Last episode, I managed to put like a waterfront. Between episodes, I basically just finished off. I added all the necessary buildings, so basically these two front lines, as you see just now, are full. All the houses are in, so now we can focus on the other part. I had a couple of schools. It was like elementary school and high school, but it wasn't just the right team in there, so I just replaced them basically. But I will show you this in a live game. What we're gonna do today, I would like to add a couple of things and finish off the rest of the zoning so we can actually do more. And I think we're gonna add park, as you see in here, this cathedral or massive church, which is the main point, as you see just now. That's something that needs to be addressed and put in the right place. As you see, it's just pointing towards the future bay and harbor bay. Next step we're gonna do will be adding a couple of things to our motorway side. I think we're gonna introduce today two major retailers and two new big companies coming into our region. One of them will be, as you see, just next to the motorway. One of them will be on the left side. The other one, with the rest of the commercial park, will be on the right side, just next to the motorway. So if you like to see what we're gonna have at the end, just stay tuned and I will show you how it's gonna look like. And in between, we're just gonna finish zoning and adding more into that. Next episode, I think our port is coming. So if you like to see more, like this video, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned so you can see more. So folks, as I said last video, we're gonna finish this part and a couple of things, but in between videos I added a couple of new buildings. I mean, that's of course finish off, but schools, they weren't the best height. They were just too high compared to the rest of the build. So what I did, I just added a couple of features. We have that's a primary school, which needed a couple of options. So I just added two courts in there, and I will jump to the other one, which is here. And what we have in here, we have our high school. That's a high school in here. There's like just almost full. We're gonna add the other one, but I was just thinking this height of the high school is just much better. The only thing I need to change is just the color of it. I tried to use repainted, but for some reason it's just getting so dark. I can't really change it to the proper color. Believe me, I try many times and it's just changing not the right part of the building, I would say. Even if you, what about if I change this colorize? It's just like a bit lighter, which is fine, but it's still not exactly the way I would like it to be. But I would say that's probably the closest one I can get, and it's slightly different, but I think I'm okay with that. At least the height and the nature of school, it's exactly as it should be for now. So What we have in here, see, that's just like our parks. We have a couple of services in here because otherwise those guys here are complaining about land value, so we're just gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna add a couple of things in here, and I would like to add a park in here. Those rocks from this rock formation was here way before the city. Maybe that was something that's like could be the reason the actual church was in here, and then over time they just created a bigger one. I think what we're gonna add in here, we're gonna add a city park. That will be actually quite good option to have in here, and the reason for it, that will give us a wee boost for citizens. Oh my goodness, that's the one thing. And the other thing, not this one, it will give me a chance to use, we can do this. There we go, they actually like it, which is fine. If we go back to city park, that could be gate there and gate there, and we're gonna use our paths in between. I think I'm just gonna go absolutely straight on. Oh, come on. The only thing is this rock will be not really in a good position for us, so let's just try to move it slightly like this. Yeah, because I don't want to be closer to that. That's absolutely fine like this. I don't think we're gonna add anything to that except maybe a couple of benches, or maybe we can use this. I'm not so sure. Maybe a couple of flower pots. The benches are already built in into the path, so that's fine, but I would like to have you like there. What about if I have you like that? Oh, that's actually looking good. There you go, and this one there, and this one like there. There we go. Food stall. No, I don't think this kind of a park. I don't think I'm gonna use it. I would like to go for smaller trees, but before we do that, I'm gonna use our park fence like there. For some reason it's trying to add fence in there, so I don't know why it's catching this part. There we go. And I think how we gonna finish this part? That could go there, that's for sure. But how we will finish this? I think we can have you like there. So it's actually park like that. Yeah, that will be good idea. So now I would like to add a couple of bushes in there, like in the corners. And the reason for it, see if you add trees, that's just like a nice base for trees. And something in here, couple there, couple there, and couple in there. And now if you go to trees, I will go for those ones. Can I squeeze a tree in there? Yes. And we can have 3 in there, so that will give us a nice layout like that. I'm thinking if I would like to have trees like that. Come on. I don't think so. I don't don't want to hide this too much, so I don't think so. All we're gonna do is just add a couple of trees within the park, and then a couple of spots. That will be absolutely fine. Maybe some flowers. They will be actually overgrowing our rock formation. That's possible. No one is actually using that. So that's just looking a touch nicer. And we're gonna change, let's just say it's a $1, £1, whatever currency you're using. I'm gonna say pound. £1 just for like a donation towards the church for all the maintenance required. So that's a small park we have in there. I think in here we're gonna have also kind of like a park. I think I have a couple of options in here. I think that was like a network. Those ones were actually quite good. If I'm gonna use them like this, how they're gonna look like? And we will use them there. Perfect. And if that's the case, I can actually use this massive 1, 2 trees just to put a filler in there, and on the corners I'm gonna use our flowers just to hide it. Oh, there we go. That's a bit nicer. And I think we're gonna use also our trees. Yeah, I will say that's okay. So that's first part. Then those guys in here, we need to add more houses, which I intend to do just now. Let me just think. We need a couple of commercials, that's for sure. Let me just check if I have anything that could be a good option for commercial. That would be a good point to have a couple of them. Oh, there we go. For some reason, and I've noticed that before, for some reason, if you have like there's no style for commercial. I'm not using any build theme or anything like that. I'm just using standard in-game tool for the style, and I think I'm gonna stay with this like that for now. Maybe at some point I'm gonna change it, but just for now I'm absolutely happy as it is, like that. Then on the other side I'm gonna add houses this one, show you my plan, and I won't be visible, that's fine. And that was one of those ones, yes. Yeah, that's too much. And in here on the corner we're gonna add one of the buildings. I'm just gonna change an angle first, so let's just go for gray one, like there. And we will have, I think there was a corner building, or corner pub. The only thing is I'm not really sure where this building is. Can I type in corner? Oh, that would be great to have it there. Yes, we're gonna have you there. That's a corner pub. That would be absolutely perfect. So that means you need to go, or let's just move you there for now. We can add this. So we have a couple of shops. This one, and I'm gonna move you like there. Now let's just see. We need to align them a bit, so those ones are absolutely fine, but we need to make them a touch closer, like that. I think we have to, because otherwise it's just like not really possible to have any deliveries happening in there, like for those guys. And we're gonna move this building a bit, so tree is just in there. And for this building we're gonna add I think this stone wall, like that. And this wall will go there and there. Perfect. I would say that's maybe not ideal, but possible at least, which is the main thing. So we can have wall in there, we can have wall there, and then we can add a medium-sized tree just to hide a few things. Perfect. And the small bushes, fair enough. So we have some commercial. I think I'm gonna fill this part in, and we're gonna jump to the other part of our city. So we have our small park done, and let's just check all waters is in. I'm just gonna make all the zoning possible in here, so let's just jump into that. So that will be the middle part. This. When that's happening, this as well, and then this part we're gonna get back to it. So when that's happening, I will show you what will be the first big retailer we're gonna have in there. So let me just jump into that part. So adding our zoning in there, we're just gonna leave it for now. That's gonna fill in by itself. We need to focus on this plot of land in here. as you see, we have this tower which I need to move. It can't stay in here. I'm gonna move it like in there. It's not far away, it's still within the region, and it's gonna work fine for us. So let's just leave it as it is. I think I'm gonna move this node because I'm not the biggest fan of this not being straight. I'm not really sure why that happened, but it happened, so we need to make this adjustment. Anyway, so while you're driving in here, there's a couple of taller trees which we can remove. As you see, I would like to open the view. So when you're driving, you're gonna see that's a prime spot, so I think those big ones, they need to go. Yeah. And from this side, we're gonna have exactly the same scenario. So those need to go. Only the big ones. I'm gonna keep the rest. Only the taller ones. Those and those. Maybe this one. Yeah. So if that's the case, we have nice view for this part, nice view from the motorway, and I think that will be pretty good option and pretty good solution for us to add a dealership. And I have this building in here, and we're gonna add this there. So as you see, that will be pretty well visible from this side and from this side as well. We're gonna add something more to make it even more visible, but just for now we are absolutely fine. So of course, what's missing here? It's missing cars. We're gonna get into that in a second, but as you probably imagine, on many occasions with buildings like that, you have a road system around this because of all the things happening in here. So I'm gonna add it on just now. So we're gonna have a road going like that and like this as well. I think I would like to move it slightly to this point. Actually no, I think I'm gonna use this road, and the reason for it, there's no trace. And what will happen if I remove... No, that's fine. I think that will be a better selection. Yeah, that will be much better choice. That will give us access to those parts. And what I will also have, I would like to use this. There will be good, because you're gonna see this from this side. I think those trees needs to go as well. And what we're gonna have it there as well. I wonder if I can actually raise this. Oh, that will be good position. Hide the tunnel. Actually quite good. Now the question is, can I raise it? Not really. But listen, that's absolutely fine. We have those two adverts. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it in there. So we actually gonna hide this tunnel with those two adverts like this, because there's nothing to see inside anyway, and you can actually see this from this point, and now I'm gonna remove a couple of trees. This tree, this, so it's visible, yes. The only thing we can have in here will be bushes. And from looking from this side, we need to do exactly same thing. So probably there will be also, you know, the dealership itself. They will have company coming to them once a year, removing all the taller trees, which will be there. So if that's the case, as you can imagine, they're gonna have customer car park, which I would like to have in here as close as possible. So let's just add it on, and I think I'm gonna use this parking lot. This one or this one? This one will be good. So with that in mind, that will be customer car park, like this. I'll just cover all of that. And now if that's the case, we can have this as the actual car park. Yeah, we need to add a couple of those and those, and all the rest will be just a filler. And just height. That just height, which is absolutely not a problem. There we go. There we go. So that will be place for all the customers coming in. But the actual place we're gonna have for something slightly different will be this place. Those cars that dealership have in stock will be kept in here. There we go. Then we will have this car park there, and that will be for the customer cars. Let's just say it's like a service car park and things like that. So that's something you're gonna have in there. If I move it here, can I have you? Yes, I can have it like this. But I think I would like to move this place a bit closer. We have too many nodes. Let's just use our tool. We don't need this one. Perfect. So now if I'm gonna move it, yeah, there we go. I can actually move everything with just one node in place. So that will be this part. Now how we gonna have entrance? That will change our roads slightly. Can I have access like this? Maybe yes. The only thing, I need to move it a bit more. So there we go. It's just gonna look a touch better. Same in here. So that means you need to be like in there. Perfect. So see, with that in mind, I'm gonna use this. And the one thing I need to do is with using traffic manager, no customers. Same in here, no customers, and sorry, no no cars from people. The only car park they can use is this part in there. And having all of that ready, one more, there we go, those guys in there. So having this thing ready, let me just move this a bit. Yeah, and what will happen if I move you? Just attach. There we go. And then you going crazy, so we have to move you a bit. Can I let's just see what will happen if I upgrade those roads to this one. Let's just see how they look like. They actually look okay. Yeah, that will be just much better. So what we will do in here, again, can I use this? So as you can expect, we're gonna have couple of cars in here, and let me just jump into time lapse, and I will fill all of that, and I get back to in a second. So as you see, we have our first massive retailer. 56 workers, that's quite a lot, so we're gonna try to add more workers to actually get there. And one of the options we're gonna have is adding more density to this part. So we have this neighborhood. I mean, in my mind, that's like a one massive neighborhood inside the city. But the one thing we could do is we're gonna use this city homes across the board, and I'm gonna fill all of that in just now, just to show you. So let me just grab them, and I will be back to you just after a quick time lapse. So as we have done with the time lapse, what I did, I use this part. So we have high commercial, sorry, high residential, higher one, and that's 1, 2, 3-story one building on the waterfront, which is like the old part of the city. Then we have transition to 2-story one, which is this part of the city. All of that is close to the train station, so like a high density building. And then what you have on this side is just like a lower residential, which I think I'm just gonna go ahead and zone all this as well, and let's just see what it's gonna came up with. There we go. If I'm gonna keep it, to be honest with you, we'll see, but I would like to have this part already sorted, so they're gonna build up slowly but surely in there. What we have just now is still high demand for residential, but as you see, we have more and poor people. It's 2% of unemployment, which is good. And our people are moving as well, which is brilliant. So they're moving along the map. There we go, employees are going up. When this part of the city will have more and more people living in, we can add more people on this side. But I think for now it's actually looking quite good. So one more employer, one more commercial park in here I would like to have, and this part in here I would like to use for something bigger, maybe with a smaller part on this side, because this whole part in here it's being used by the Volkswagen dealership, and there is nothing we can add it on here. They own all this part of land just for the future expansion. There's like a garden coming and just looking after all those nice bushes, hedges, and things like that. And what we have, like, it's really random selection of colors. I think I'm gonna leave them like that, just because, you know, they're just gonna make a bit of a color as a contrast to all this gray part of the pavements and all the things you can expect in here. And then the next stage, I would like to have this something in here. So my thinking about that was, if I go there, I would like to add this building, which is absolutely massive, I know. The question is, how we gonna have you? I think we need a road connection. So those guys, they will probably say that they need car park in front, but at the same time they would like to be visible. I think we need a road. I think we need a road for them. Let's just go for something like this. So if that's the case, let's just see how we're looking with that. Oh yes, visible from this side. What about the other side? Oh, 100% they will say absolutely no to any trees at all. And I think I'm just gonna remove all of those trees, and we're gonna add, oh my goodness me, too much. And we're gonna add some bushes later on, like this part in here. We can use those and add them like there. Let's just see how we're looking. Oh yes, that's exactly what I'm after. two big car parks, and now the only thing we need to do is just have this connection in there, and we're gonna have it. So let me just jump into time lapse. I'm gonna add a couple of things and I'll be back to you in a second. So as you see, our city is growing. All those new buildings we have, most of them are filling, and that's our commercial park. Will be good to add a couple of other places like fill them in, but we're gonna get to that in a second. I was thinking about adding IKEA because it's a pretty common store, and this asset it's absolutely amazing. And we have our Volkswagen dealership as well down the back. I actually managed to, I don't know how I get those assets, but we have shopping cart shelters, a couple of them just across the car park space. What I also did, I add this car park as like overflow, and this in here, that's like a employees car park, and we have a nice entrance and drive out from our delivery to the store. They can go in, make a U-turn, go back, and then just reverse with delivery. So it's all looking good. What I also did, I added those two signposts, so you'll be aware, if you know that already with this blue and yellow color, that there is an IKEA in place. So we looking good, we tracking good as well. Our pottery, there we go, 12,000 people, so we growing quite good pace. Still 16,000 people could find employment, which is brilliant. That's a good news. And all we need just now is just, I'm thinking if that's all that's filled in, let me just double check. That's all in, that's all in, that's all in. Think we're gonna need high school, and if I go to high school system, there's just absolutely nothing at all. So we have one high school in here. I think I'm gonna add second one there, and it will be good to find a place for college within the city. Maybe in here for the college. Actually should be closer to city center. This building, that's a massive one. Use this one, high school. That's a high school. What about college? That will be pretty massive to have you there. What about this? We can actually have you there as a part of, I'm thinking, if we have a couple of churches. We have one there, that's the massive one. There's one chapel in there. Maybe it would be good to have something like, for example, in here, and that will give us a boost. At the same time, it will be away from all those buildings in here, but it will be away from like the buildings will be kept away from all the noises of that junction. And I think that's something we have to change. Maybe that will be a next part. For now, I think we achieve our goal, 12,000. So our population is going up, our income is going up. We are like under about 50,000 per week down. Now it's 20, still a lot, 20,000, but it's much better than it was. So what we have accomplished today, that's as you see. I think will be good to have a quick overview of the city, and I will see you next time when I'm gonna go for the next project which is coming. Maybe we're gonna add some houses on this side, and I will show you how I achieved this layout as we have in here. So I'm gonna do the same exercise on this side of the map. Thank you so much for today. If you like the channel, please hit the button like, subscribe, and at the end, quick overview of the city, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.